It confronts us, it engulfs us, and it affects us. Yes, I'm talking about the quality of bad air in capital. Citizens of Delhi, NCR are silently choking. Why does the AQI hit severe every winter? Why do GRAP measures fall flat? And why are we not demanding accountability? Delhi wakes up to another severe air quality alert, schools on edge, hospitals overloaded, and families locked indoors. Year after year, emergency measures, GRAP measures, water sprinkling, construction bans, industrial curbs have returned like a ritual, but the air refuses to clear. Result? Doctors in Delhi report a surge in asthma cases, wheezing in children, throat infections, and relentless coughs. Lung specialists say OPDs are overflowing, not just with the elderly, but with the young professionals, teenagers, toddlers, and cardiologists warn that the current AQI spikes increase the risk of stroke. Yes, stroke, diabetes, heart attacks, and severe respiratory stress. The Supreme Court has also once again stepped in to allow for major revisions to the Graded Response Action Plan, better known as GRAP by the citizens of Delhi, as part of short-term measures proposed by the Commission for Air Quality Management. Meanwhile, families buy air purifiers, seal windows, and pray the wind changes. And all this in the capital of the country, but what exactly is failing? Let's start with the response to the pollution. We shut down sites after pollution spikes, not before. We curb vehicles only when smog is already sitting on our lungs. And crop burning season, year after year, is tackled with firefighting, not foresight. New Delhi sits in a basin that traps pollutants, and so even after some measures, lack of dispersion makes AQI spike. The Graded Response Action Plan is triggered after AQI crosses thresholds. That means many steps are put in place only when pollution is already high. Delhi-NCR spans multiple states. Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, UP, Rajasthan, and multiple agencies, municipal bodies, state pollution control boards, the centre, and CAQM, which fragments authority and slows decisive, unified action. Any scheme enforcement depends on coordination that often falls short. In Delhi's case, a larger share of pollution comes from vehicles, dust, and local construction. Sectors harder to shut down quickly without major behavioral or infrastructural change. And this makes simple fixes like targeted stubble burning or banning crackers insufficient. Solving Delhi's smog needs politics, money, regional cooperation, not just headlines and short-term bags. We have the evidence. The question is, do we have the will? China also faced a similar problem, and it is ready to share our journey towards the blue ones with India. Have we started the process? Even Mexico City became clean. Even the Beijing became clean. We can adopt from our neighboring countries. Global examples. Clear, enforceable, regional targets with a simple, empowered coordinating authority. Fast-track clean fuel for heating and industry. Tighter vehicle emissions and inspection regimes. Construction, dust control, enforcement at a scale plus heavy penalties for non-compliance, and transparent real-time pollution monitoring tied to heavy penalties. So while we debate, the real cost is being paid inside our bodies through chronic illnesses that will last long after the smog lifts. And so it is not just how many lifelong diseases are we silently creating every winter, but also when will Delhi breathe clean air? I'm joined by Dr. Navneet Sood, clinical lead and senior consultant, pulmonology and chest medicine, Dharamsila Narayana Super Speciality Hospital. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me.
Thank you.
Is it correct to say that the smog not only affects our lungs, but also affects each and every organ of our body?
Yes, sure. I think by now everybody knows that smog triggers, obviously the lungs are most affected because they are directly in contact with it, along with eyes, ears, and nose. But once that systemic effects, or so to say, the pollutants go into the blood, then it is every organ has to get infected. That is a known thing. So to say that smog only affects lungs is a myth, I think, and every organ, as you have already mentioned in your initial thing, that strokes and cardiac heart attack are also on a very high because of this thing. As most of the viewers will be knowing that smoking is one of the major risk factors for heart attacks and strokes. So you can correlate with the fact that smog will also be causing those sort of things.
So is it safe enough to say that in winters, if you don't take care of yourself, you have the higher risk of getting strokes, high blood pressure, things which are manageable but can get complicated because of pollution?
Uh, so as such, winters are a poor time, so to say, for cardiac patients. So a lot of heart attacks and strokes do occur in winter season because primarily of the vasoconstriction effect during the winter time. Now, smog, if it happens, it complicates everything else. Rest of the risk factors apart, smog will synergistically affect both of the risk factors, and you will have a lot of people. So you see, heart attack is not is triggered by maybe say a pneumonia can cause a heart attack. So that trigger can be a smog-related incident, and the chronic exposure to smog will obviously increase the risk of everything else apart from the lung problem.
So Dr. Sood, what are the precautions which people should take? Smog is not going to go away. So what are the precautions people must take? One, those who are working indoors, and secondly, for those who are working outside.
Um, so for those who are working outside or stay outdoors, to say the least, they have a little choice. I think the thing if they can do it from indoors, it is better. The elderly guys or the guys who go for a morning walk or a run outside need to do their exercise indoors rather than outdoors. The children, as we already see that a lot of children do get their online classes. They do not go to school. Now, these are very sort of temporary measures and are not in line with what needs to be done. Um, I would like to just suggest two things which can be done if smog is not to be removed. One is that don't go early morning for your early morning for the exercise or morning walks, and late evenings, because the level of pollution and the pollutants entering into your body is quite high during these times. Rest of the time, air purifiers can be used if you are staying at home for a long period of time. And if you are indoors most of the time, then try to keep your windows shut and use the air purifiers as long as possible.
So is it correct that drinking water helps?
Yeah, sure. So dehydration is one of the causes. Apart from whatever pollution does, dehydration will affect the lung structure, so to say, the walls of the lungs. If they are dehydrated, they are more prone to allergens, pollutants, infections, because hydrated areas are much more immunogenic, so to say. So I think one of the main thing is that keep yourself well hydrated. As you will see that the time in which smog is there, there is quite a sort of a dry sort of environment also. I would suggest those people who have dryness in your mouth or something like that to keep some humidifier in your rooms where you sleep. So when the monsoon season is there, so the air is humid. But this time around, at this point of time, the air is dry, and this also increases the chances of infection as well as worsening of symptoms of the lung.
But sir, the real issue is what will the poor people do? Because they are they are the ones who can't have a pure air purifier, and the internal, I would say, quality of air sometimes becomes worse than what is outside.
Yeah. So so poor people who are using, one is the chulla smoke exposure. That is itself is a risk factors for lung cancer and COPD patients, for COPD also. So what little they can do is to cook outside their home if possible, whatever it is. It should be well ventilated. They cannot obviously avoid the exposure of the smog. So what they can do is at least decrease the risk of smoke which they have to generate. Quit smoking. At least a lot of poor people do have BD smoking as their habit.
Okay.
At least they should remove. And
Okay.
other thing is that that's it.
Okay, you stay with me. I'm joined by Dr. Anil Gupta, spokesperson Bharatiya Janata Party, and Siddharth Sharma, spokesperson Aam Aadmi Party. Thank you, both of you. Let me straight away go to Dr. Anil Gupta. Sir, my question is very simple, and the same will hold true with Siddharth. Sir, how come your government is not able to tackle this problem of smog?
Yeah, good evening to you and all the viewers. See, there is no doubt there is a problem of air pollution in Delhi and in Delhi-NCR. But it must be understood that we got all this problem in the legacy of last 27 years. 15 years of the Congress government and 11 years of the Aam Aadmi Party governments. Delhi Rekha Gupta government is working very hard. And whatever we promised during the election times, we promised to come down this air quality pollution in 2 to 3 years. We are working on the elimination of the source of this. It should have been done by the previous governments, but they are not able to do it. We are working on the dust mitigation. Everybody knows that major contributor is the particulate matter, 2.5 and 2.10, and also the nanoparticles. We are removing the dust. We are working on the construction and demolition waste site disposal. We are working on the garbage. If you say, I can give the data, like we have increased our capacity from 10,000 tons per day to 15,000 per day. We have, for the garbage, we have increased our capacity of C&D construction and demolition waste disposal from 5,000 to 6,000. We are also working on waste to energy plants. But, these are the long-term measures. We are working for the short-term measures. I mean, as you are aware, we are sprinkling all these waters on the roads. We are working on the cleanliness on this. But it is an admitted fact that this problem will not be solved in 8 to 10 months. But if you compare the AQI of today or the November, then it is still better than what it was there in 2024. So something is done, but it will take few more years to clean out this mess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Siddharth Sharma, your comments on this, and then I'll come down to very specific questions.
Well, I think what Dr. Soodji has done is that he has painted a really very alarming picture, and it indeed is, the situation is alarming. There's a famous saying, Sharmaji, Pratyaksham Kim Pramanam. Pollution in Delhi can now be tasted on the tongues and by extension into the lungs. And doctors and scientists are only reiterating it. They are only stating the obvious. The real elephant in the room is why pollution isn't solved by Vishwaguru BJP, which itself tooted the horn, double engine ki sarkar, achhe din honge sakar. Can an elephant say that an ant is blocking its way? Pollution is a quicksand from which the more BJP tries to clutch on others, the more it squirms, the farther it sinks. And I think you rightly said that coordination and shortfall in regional cooperation, you hinted on that. So let me bring to your notice. Wasn't it India's Pradhanji in Glasgow COP26 summit who unilaterally declared 1 billion ton emission cuts? Was he going to do it alone? Because till now, he hasn't convened one meeting with state chief ministers on this agenda. Even a cricket match needs two batsmen, even if one on the other end is a number 11 bunny. Here we have a BJP which can end Russia-Ukraine war 5,000 kilometers away, but can neither end pollution around 50 kilometers of the national capital, nor 1,500 kilometers away in their own backyard star constituency called Banaras. Hell, even the government of India's own ICAR, as well as the second engine of Delhi, that is called as Delhi LG, is now saying Delhi pollution has nothing to do with Punjab. It's high time BJP own up to its Vishwagurudom by providing clean air to all, lest it goes into the mortal danger of losing its own chelas. I think enough said. over to BJP to walk its talk now. Forget Achhe Din. Just give 8 din with a visible sun. That should be enough for us.
Dr. Gupta, my question is very specific. Everyone knows that the vehicular traffic is something which can be controlled. And the issue of the diesel cars plying on the road is something which affects everyone. There was a big debate, the matter went to the court, and now we don't know whether those rules will have any effect in long run. Cars to be phased out of 15 and 10 years. Can we have some clarity on that issue? What is the position of BJP on that issue?
Yeah, before I reply to your question, let me just reply to the Siddharth.
Okay.
I think before Siddharthi opened his mouth, he should also compare the data of the last 10 years wherein Kejriwal ruled this state of Delhi. He should also see that every year
Sir,
the
you
Delhi
are in
got the
power
tag
now.
of...
अच्छे
Please,
दिन
please.
लाएंगे, आपने बोला था.
Please, please,
Sir,
please.
sir,
हमको क्यों
Siddharth
बोल रहे हो?
ji, please, please. Let him,
डबल
let,
इंजन सरकार आपने
Siddharth ji,
बोला था.
it
डबल
normally
इंजन सरकार
happens
let him
लाएंगे.
complete.
अच्छे
Let
दिन
him complete.
सरकार
We have a lot
लाएंगे.
of time.
It
Siddharth, we have
normally
lot of
happens
time. We have lot of
whenever
time.
whenever I reply, Siddharthi just interpret. This is his habit. I mean, he doesn't want to listen the truth. I mean, he doesn't want to listen the truth. Is it not true that every year in the last 10 years, under the Kejriwalism, the Delhi got the red letter of the history? Is it not true? Is it not true that still Parali is being burnt in Punjab? If you take your flight from Delhi to Amritsar or to Jammu, it is visible everywhere. Why doesn't he stop? No doubt there is some reduction in there, but why is not? Is it not true that Delhi government is doing all out efforts to control all these things? You talked about these vehicles. You know, already there is some institutions in the country like Supreme Court is there, the High Court is there, and CQM is there. The GRAP is being implemented as per the direction of the Kaushi Judicial Authority, which is known as CQM. Everybody has to obey this. And still I'm saying, Delhi, first time for last 10 years, Delhi got the good quality of air from February to September. You check it, the AQI was less than 200 in all these 6-7 months. And even in the month of October and November, it is still better if you compare with 2024 or the previous year. This is all because the work done by the Rekha Gupta government. But still true, they could not done in 10 years or 11 years, and we got in legacy of 27 years. Still we are saying that we will improve in the coming years. We have already done something. If you take the data of last year to last year, it is still better. But can Siddharth Sharma mention even a single point what he has done for last 10 years for elimination of this source
Let's do it like that. I know it's not a college debate, but 5 things your government has done, sir, to combat pollution. And I'll ask the same question to Siddharth Sharma. 11 years they were in power. 5 things they did to combat pollution in Delhi, sir. आप बताइए पहले.
You are asking me?
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you. See, the present collection of garbage in Delhi, we have increased from 10,000 tons per day to 15,000 tons per day. We are doing the mining, bio-mining of this, all this Kude ka Pahad. We are using all these garbage in the construction of national highways. You see, everywhere you will find the C&D demolition waste all over the city. We have enhanced the capacity from 5,000 to 6,000, and soon we are going to increase to 10,000 per day. We are putting up more plants, roughly 5 more plants for waste to energy, where all this garbage will be done. Thousands of tons of this dust has been removed from the 28,500 kilometers of road, which is the source of this particular matter 2.5. All over the city you will see, even your channel is showing, the water sprinkling is there, the guns are there in the high-rise building. There are 2 things. One is the elimination of this source, one is the suppressing of the source. We are working on the both way. And you know, Delhi has the highest number of air quality monitoring stations in the 39 as compared to others. And you are showing this picture. Why can't Kejriwal and Bhagwant Singh Mann stop the Parali burning in Punjab? Because he wants to choke Delhi. It is also a fact that stubble burning also contribute to enhancement of air quality index in Delhi. That is one of the source. We are working on other side, but we are requesting with the folding hand to Siddharth Sharma and the Kejriwal. Please stop this. Center has given hundreds of crore to Punjab for this Parali stubble under the NCAP, National Clean Air Program.
Yeah. Okay, Siddharth, you tell me, what did your government do in 11 years to prevent, control, contain air pollution?
Yeah, I'll give those five questions that you answered, five very
Five
clear
things,
points.
five
But
things.
yeah, I'll give you that. But before that, I'll just prove Dr. Anil Gupta's oxymoron that when he says that Punjab Parali is burning, he himself is contradicting the government of India's ICAR report, which says that 95% Parali burning in Punjab is down. That report is not from Aam Aadmi Party, but from Modi government. Anyway, coming back to the five things. Delhi government during its tenure of 11 years brought in an EV policy, that is electric vehicles for private people. And today in India, the highest number of electric vehicles anywhere in any state is in Delhi. The second, when you do free travel for women in public transport, that essentially makes a lot of people change over into transfer into public transport. Once you start using more public transport, obviously people will be using less of private transport. That means lesser vehicles on the streets. The third very important thing that we did, and which also proves today, that whenever you do even of a small scheme like odd even, and this was scientifically proven, during the time that odd even was there, what happens is half the number of vehicles, if they are not on the road, even if it is a marginal decrease, obviously the smoke pollution will decrease. It's a simple mathematics thing. There is no rocket science in it. And the fourth one is we brought in the most number of electric vehicle buses, because Delhi earlier had diesel buses. After that, we had CNG buses, but both are fossil fuels. Now we had the most number of EV, procured the most number of EV buses. That means transformation or transfer into changeover into cleaner fuel. And the most important thing that this is not our claim that we are doing. This is the report of the ICAR from the Modi government, that this year in Punjab, 95% of the Parali fires have come down. And this hasn't happened over the last 1 year itself. It has been progressively happening. The point here, my very limited point is, if Parali fire is to blame, and Aam Aadmi Party is to blame for Delhi, how come today even Varanasi is going through a very bad AQI? Is Kejriwal to be in power in Uttar Pradesh for the last 10 years? So I think the more BJP tries to squirm away from this pollution quicksand, the more it will start sinking into its own undoing. It's high time that you very rightly said that there are multiple agencies here. There has to be coordination. Very simple thing I asked, and Dr. Anil Gupta ji did not answer. When the Indian Prime Minister had the guts to go on to COP summit on a global stage and unilaterally declare that 1 billion tons of carbon emission will be cut by India, obviously he could not have done it by himself. It's not a personal thing. So till today, has the government of India, as the elder brother, called in a meeting of all the chief ministers of India, 30 states, and said that this is the agenda. I have already given a unilateral commitment to the world. Let us have a plan.
Okay.
This pollution is not just about Delhi now. This is
No,
across
this
North
pollution is
India.
not about Delhi.
This is
This
even
pollution is
reaching
not about
Bihar
Delhi,
now.
Siddharth. This pollution is about
Exactly.
longevity. Dr. Sood,
Exactly.
am I correct in saying that air pollution can cut longevity?
Yeah, sure. There's no doubt about it. So even if a person is a non-smoker, he's smoking 10 cigarettes per day. So that is the amount of exposure and the pollution causes in the lungs. So we are seeing a lot of patients who are otherwise. So I had today only I had seen three patients who came to me. One was staying in Masuri, one was in Hyderabad, and one was somewhere in Bengaluru. And he said, just as and when I came to Delhi, I had these problems. I'm not saying that in Bangalore and Hyderabad there will not be a pollution. The level of pollution in Delhi NCR is, I think, not suitable for proper longevity or proper living. So I have a lot of my friends, doctor friends, who are contemplating shifting out of Delhi because this. I think the politics apart, I don't see anybody doing something substantial to reduce the pollution. As you have already shown earlier, China did it.
China did
was a
it.
much
Mexico
more.
City did it.
So China
यहाँ तो
was a
AQI
much more
रीडर्स बंद हो
positive.
जाते हैं.
हाँ, यहाँ तो that is a that so you have a ping pong battle going on, and I think there will have to be somebody from the neutral point of view, maybe a Supreme Court sort of judgment, which will ensure that So what I think one of the speakers also told me that one of your reporters also asked for this thing. If the situation is going to be like this every year, why not stop the this thing construction or GRAP 3 measures before the smog is there? So
Okay, that's a very good question. I'll take this to Dr. Anil Gupta. So a lot of citizens say that why deploy GRAP when the smog is there, pollution rises? Why can't the government deploy GRAP as a preventive tool?
See, there is an institution known as CAQM, Commission for Air Quality Management. It is a quasi-judicial body. They take the decision. Presently, GRAP 3 is there. Whenever they have a standard parameters, whenever they say GRAP 4 will be there, that will be implemented. Government has nothing to do. Whatever you say, I think somebody from commission must be listening, and the views should go to them. Whenever they say the GRAP will be implemented, it is only for the CAQM to
But at a personal level, you are a Delhiite. I mean, so you understand that we have a great problem of public transport, and the cars have increased. So diesel cars have exploded in Delhi, and we really don't have a solution to this issue.
See, Siddharthji was mentioning about the EV. It is only the central government under Modi ji as Prime Minister that Delhi got all these vehicles under FAME 2 schemes. Now they are taking credit. But each and every single
even sir,
EV
I also
vehicle,
wanted to buy EV. Let me be very honest. I can't be like a I can't have the holier than thou attitude. I wanted to buy EV, but the place where I live in Noida, I don't have those EV charging facilities. So it is one thing to have an EV, and the second thing to get your EV charged every evening. Not everyone gets to do that. That is also very problematic. It's easier. It's very easy to say EV khareed lijiye.
As far as my knowledge, the electricity board gives a separate connection for charging. Everybody has a right to take a connection for their home or their office. Delhi, it is easily available. I am not aware of where you live, but Delhi, it is easily available. And wherever even in the highways, if you go from Delhi to Dehradun, it is there on the highways. If you go from Delhi to Meerut or Delhi to Jaipur, it is available. Maybe at some places, I am not saying because I am not an expert in that, but it is
I'm
there.
saying the more should be done for the EV. More should be done for the EV.
One more thing, Mr. Siddharth was mentioning about this Modi ji and COP. Only with the vision of Pradhan Mantri Modi ji, India has achieved 50% production through RE. The power production now in country is 50% from renewable energy. That is where we are reducing its carbon footprint.
Okay, Siddharth.
So we must admire the vision of the Mr. Modi ji.
Siddharth?
Karthikeya, again, a contradiction. When the BJP spokesperson says that the EVs in Delhi were given by the central government, assuming that were true, and if I agree to it for a minute, how come the Prime Minister of India, who lives in Delhi and he is from BJP, how come he rides in a car which is not an EV?
That is for security. Prime Minister says that. That is. Okay,
I mean,
I'm not able to hold court. No. This is not about BJP.
I mean,
Siddharth.
I mean,
was Kejriwal driving an EV?
Would you mind letting me complete?
Sure.
I hope you don't mind letting me complete.
No, please. I'll extend the program. But was Kejriwal ji driving an EV?
Yes. All the Delhi ministers were driving EV.
No. Wrong. Don't tell the lie in front of the
Let me complete. Yes, he was driving a Toyota hybrid EV. Now, coming back to the point, when we all know when we did odd even the Chief Justice of India started adhering to that. We all know that the Chief Justice of India has his own official car.
Okay.
But when you do odd even the Chief Justice of India started adhering to it. So I think charity begins at home. It's not about whether the EV vehicles in Delhi were given by Delhi Modi ji or Kejriwal.
See, I have no problem with that. You can curse him too. You can go after Prime Minister Modi. I have no issues, but don't politicize the security of the Indian Prime Minister. My only issue is do not politicize the security of the Indian Prime Minister. We had seen 2 assassinations in this country. I don't want any. Don't politicize the security of the Prime Minister. You can say anything about the party. You can say anything about the BJP's policies. That's all game.
Karthikeya, are you saying that India doesn't have a
No,
capability to build a
are you
secure
saying that the
an
Prime
EV
Minister must
platform?
travel in an EV? Why should he travel in an
Are
EV?
you saying that? Are you saying
My
that
position is no.
BJP
My
doesn't have
position
a
is
very
very
small
simple. You
scientific
can criticize
technology
Bharatiya
to
Janata
have
Party,
EV vehicles, secure EV
Delhi Chief
for his
Minister for all it
minister?
counts.
That's a very plain
But the
argument.
Prime Minister traveling in any car has to be beyond the EV debate or the diesel debate or the petrol debate, because he is the Prime Minister. Simple, nothing more.
Yes, yes, he can,
Siddharth,
he
do you
can,
travel in
he can
EV?
run, he can go around in a
Siddharth, do
very
you travel
secure
in
EV
EV?
vehicle. Doesn't BJP have the enough scientific knowledge with it
Huh?
to provide the Prime Minister
Sir,
of
BJP
India
is a
don't
political party, yeah.
compare,
Come
don't
on.
compare the IIT in Kejriwal with us. We have seen the blunder which is done. Don't just compare. We have
सर
seen
एक्सपोर्ट हो गए हो
how much
सर
damage
एक्सपोर्ट हो गए
Kejriwal
8
has
हजार
done to
करोड़
Delhi.
के हवाई
We have
जहाज में
seen
उड़ते हो
he has not
8
done
हजार
even a
करोड़ के
single
हवाई जहाज
he
में
has
उड़ते
not done
हो
even a single point to eliminate the
Okay.
source of air
पंजाब के जो
pollution
Okay.
in
किसान हैं
Delhi.
Okay.
उनको बदनाम
And
करते हो
you just
But
compare yourself
करते
with
no.
the Vishguru Modi ji. I mean,
Not
he
about the
stands for
security
debate
issue. Yeah,
and
my
talking
difference is
about
very clear, Siddharth. I
you
don't
know,
think the security of the Prime Minister is a part of any conversation which has to do with pollution. But my humble request is to Dr. Anil Gupta, smog is a real issue, and I think BJP must take some initiative in solving it. So because it's unsparing, Delhi-NCR is unlivable. I mean to say it's affecting everyone, sir. You must take a lead, your party must take a lead to resolve this issue, It's the worst thing that has happened to Delhi. And on this note, I really close this program, wishing that hope the air improves.